A week before my wedding, one of my vendors called me confused. Apparently, my mom had been making changes behind my back. What she didn't know, I had already set up one detail she couldn't fake. Planning my wedding had been perfect. Not just good, perfect. For months, everything had been organized, carefully planned, every decision made with intention. The venue, the flowers, the catering, the photography. Every detail reflected exactly what I wanted. Soft, elegant, simple. For the first time in a long time, I felt like something in my life was completely mine, completely under control. Until that call. "Hi," my florist said, her voice slightly hesitant. "I just wanted to confirm the changes your mom requested." My heart skipped. "What changes?" I asked slowly. There was a pause. Not long, but long enough. The color palette, the centerpieces, and the ceremony arch. My stomach tightened instantly. "I didn't approve anything," I said. Silence. Then, "Oh, she said she already spoke with you." And that's when it hit me. Not all at once, but slowly, cold, unsettling. "My mom doesn't have permission to change anything," I said, my voice firmer now. The florist exhaled softly, like she'd been waiting for me to say that. "Okay." I thought something felt off. "Tell me exactly what she asked for," I said. As she started listing the changes, I felt my grip tighten around my phone. Every detail I had chosen, every little thing I had spent weeks deciding, was being replaced. Soft tones gone. Simple designs gone. Everything turned into something louder, bigger, flashier, something that didn't feel like me at all. Not even close. "Did she give you any authorization?" I asked. "She knew your full name, your wedding date, and some contract details." The florist replied. It sounded legitimate. Of course it did, because she had been involved just enough in the early stages to sound convincing, just enough to step in and take over. "Don't change anything," I said quietly. "I'll handle it." I hung up, but something inside me didn't settle. So I called the venue. Same thing. Then the caterer. Same. Then the photographer. Same story. Different requests. Different details. Same voice. By the third call, my chest felt tight. This wasn't confusion. This wasn't a small misunderstanding. This was control. And deep down, I already knew exactly who it was. I didn't think twice. I grabbed my keys and drove straight to my parents' house. The entire drive, my thoughts kept looping. Why would she do this? Why would she think this was okay? Why did this feel so familiar? When I walked in, my mom was sitting casually on the couch, scrolling through her phone like nothing had happened. "Oh, good, you're here," she said with a bright smile. "Wedding week. Are you excited?" I didn't smile. I just stood there, looking at her. "What did you do?" I asked. She blinked, almost innocent. "What do you mean?" "I just spoke to 3 different vendors," I said, my voice calm but tight. "They all said you've been calling them, changing things." She didn't hesitate, didn't look guilty. Instead, she smiled. "Well," she said lightly, "I made a few improvements." My chest tightened. "Improvements?" I repeated. "Yes," she said calmly. "Your plans were a little underwhelming." That word hit deeper than anything else. Underwhelming. Like everything I had worked for, everything I had imagined, wasn't enough. "It's my wedding," I said slowly. "And I'm your mother," she replied without missing a beat. "I'm just making sure it's done properly." Something inside me sank. Not anger. Not yet. Something heavier. Something quieter. Disappointment. "You had no right," I said, my voice lower now. She waved her hand dismissively. "Oh, please. You'll thank me later." That's when it became clear. She didn't think she crossed a line. She thought she owned the line, owned the decisions, owned the moment, owned me. And worst of all, she thought I wouldn't stop her. I took a slow breath. You contacted vendors pretending to be me. I didn't pretend, she said quickly. I clarified. No, I replied, steady now. You interfered. She rolled her eyes. You're overreacting. Maybe I was. Or maybe I had been quiet for too long. Because this wasn't really about flowers, or decorations, or centerpieces. It was about control, about boundaries she never believed in. And maybe this wasn't even the first time. Just the first time I refused to ignore it. But there was one thing she didn't know. From the very beginning, back when everything felt calm, back when I still trusted too easily, I had prepared for something like this. I had given every vendor one simple instruction. At the time, it felt unnecessary, almost paranoid. Now, it was everything. I didn't argue anymore. Instead, I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone. Right in front of her. Hi, I said calmly when the venue picked up. It's me. I need a full security hold on everything. There was a pause. Yes, I continued. No changes without my verbal confirmation and passcode. Understood, they replied. I hung up. My mom frowned. A passcode? Seriously? Yes. That's dramatic. Not anymore. I made another call. Then another. Florist, caterer, photographer. Each one got the same instruction. Lock everything. No changes without the code. By the time I finished, the room felt different. Quieter. Heavier. I looked at her. It's handled. She crossed her arms, her tone sharper now. You're being ridiculous. Am I? I asked calmly. I was helping. By replacing every decision I made. I have more experience. I nodded slowly. And I have boundaries. That landed. For the first time. She didn't respond immediately. Her expression shifted. Just slightly. Are you seriously shutting me out of your own wedding? She asked. Yes. Silence. Because now she understood. Control was gone. And it wasn't coming back. I picked up my keys. This was never about flowers. I said quietly. It was about respect. She didn't argue this time. Didn't dismiss it. Because something had finally changed. Not her. Me. I turned toward the door. And for the first time, I felt calm. Because I finally understood something. Planning a wedding doesn't just show you who supports you. It shows you who tries to control you. And sometimes the people closest to you don't cross boundaries because they don't care. They cross them because they think they can. But boundaries aren't suggestions. And respect isn't optional, even when it's family.